the time, because when I wanted the licenses to be cancelled, I had gone to the Delhi High Court, they dismissed it also. And then I went to Supreme Court and got a wonderful order. So in our judicial system, we have a three-layered system, and it's allowed because judges are human beings, they can make mistakes. So consequently, I can tell you today that it is Mr. Chidambaram and Mr. Raja who together decided that the price of spectrum should be at 2001, and within the next 2-3 months I will prove it in the Supreme Court. Because if this judgment remains, then tomorrow Raja will come and say that Mr. Chidambaram is not criminally liable, I am also not criminally liable. Because I only listened to his advice, and that comes out in the file also. This Chidambaram was the Bada Ustad and Raja was the Chota Ustad, you see. And he recorded that. Mr. Chidambaram told me like this. Mr. Chidambaram, the finance minister, told me like this. So what has happened is that we have lost at least 1,76,000 crores. It could be more if you take the market price, prevailing market price to be more. And with that money, you could have had, at least for the next 25 years, a zero tax, income tax. This country needs a zero income tax situation, without which we will not be able to fight black money. And once I would suggest that if any government comes, it should have the courage to abolish income tax and send the CRP to put a lock on the income tax department. Ask all the officers to go and do rural electrification or something like that. Nothing has promoted corruption, black money as much as these taxes. And poor taxes, who pays taxes? The rich don't pay taxes because they got chartered accountants to help them. And the poor don't have enough money to pay taxes. So it's the middle class. It's a salaried class, it's a professional class who pay the taxes. I don't see why they should pay taxes, because from indirect tax you get, even today, almost 88% of the total tax revenue. So therefore, I would say that if you could have got this money, even today because of the Supreme Court judgment, cancelling licenses, automatically what happens, all these bank guarantees are called for. And the initial fee of 1650 crores paid by each of these 9 operators, that is 15,000 crores, becomes part of the government revenue today. So government revenue will be already increased by 20,000 crores by just a simple Supreme Court order. And if you manage to auction it, you will definitely get at least 1,76,000. And that means not only you don't have to pay taxes, but all your infrastructure projects, all your power projects, all of them can be financed by this money. Can we get it back? Of course we can get it back. Why only 71,76,000? In foreign bank accounts, we have today 70 lakh crore rupees, almost 40% of our GDP, in foreign bank accounts. And these foreign bank accounts, you can get it back nowadays by a variety of methods. Some governments are willing to help us because of this terrorist financing. Many governments are ready to help us. Now, what is the technique? Now, for instance, the German government found that in Liechtenstein, neighboring country, they have a secret banking system there, and they found through their intelligence that their German officials are having accounts there. So what happened? The German government asked the Liechtenstein government, kindly give us the accounts of all our officials. We know they are officials, German nationals who have got accounts. So Liechtenstein said, no, nothing doing. This is our business. We'll be finished if we start violating secrecy. So the German government paid a bribe of $450 million to the most senior officer of the Liechtenstein bank, and got all the accounts of every secret account on a CD given to them. They took that CD, downloaded it and found there were 24 countries which officials had secret bank accounts. And so they wrote to all 24 that I've got this account. Do you want it? 23 countries wrote back saying, please send it immediately. One country did not write. That was India. So we had to go to the Supreme Court, get an order. And even today, although the Supreme Court has been given the order, they're saying, no, you can't release it. You'll violate this and violate that. You will get it very soon. The French government got 788 Indian names in the Hong Kong Shanghai Bank by the same method. They bribed the officials. And they didn't wait for asking whether India would want it. They just sent the list to India. What names they are, that also the government says, no, we can't release it. But I'm very suspicious that maybe there are some important names there, because unexpectedly the French have been able to sell their Rafale plane to India for 50,000 crores. Because it was not in the list. It was not top of the list, and suddenly it emerged in top of the list. So there is no shortage of wealth of our country which is abroad. So I come back to this question. What is the implication of this 1,76,000 crores being pumped into our economic system? This was of course shared by many people. All of them have not yet come in the public eye, but they will. I'm not going to let go. And I would say what we have to understand is, why is this so important to fight corruption? What happens when you engage in a corrupt act? I'm now talking of a public official who engages in a public act of corruption. Misuses a public position to commit corruption. Supposing there's a minister and he issues a tender, he rigs the tender so that a particular person gets the tender or qualifies for the tender, and then for a building of a road, say. And that person who gets the tender awarded, he gives a bribe to the minister. And after that, he then, instead of putting, in the construction of the road, instead of putting stones and rocks, he puts mud. And that one monsoon comes and that road is finished. So corruption leads you to get substandard products. It is below merit. You don't get the most meritorious project, doesn't get the money. And you suffer because of that. In every field, whether it's adulteration of medicines or adulteration of foods, everywhere it is this pressure of corruption which is doing it. Second thing is that this money is often used for in places where cash is a method of transaction. For instance, today the government has permitted forward trading in food grains, in agricultural products. And what we find is that people who have a lot of black money go now to the wholesale market, buy vegetables, buy rice, they buy oil seeds, all this, and then put them in a cold storage or go down. And then when the prices shoot up, then they bring out these, and after that prices come down, but they would have earned their profit. Today the prices are down because of that reason, that the godowns have been opened, the cold storages have been opened. So inflation today in India is only because of corruption, in my opinion. I've been teaching economics for so many years, and one of the most elementary lessons is, if supply increases, prices will decline. India is growing at 8% per year, so supply is increasing very fast. Then how is inflation increasing by 16%? We'll have to write a new Indian economics that if supply increases, prices will fall everywhere except in India. So inflation today is because of that. What about these property values? Look at what's happening in Bombay. Can you afford, even get a decent flat for 25 lakh rupees today? Look at the prices of all the plots which have been shooting up. This is also because money that used is largely cash in the construction industry. Then, with some of that money, what you do, build magnificent houses, you put air conditioner in every room, including in the bathroom, and you put yourself with all the luxury goods you can get. So what happens is the rate of profit of luxury goods starts going up. And so investor says, why should I produce cloth and other common man's goods when I'll only get 5-7% on the rate of return? Let me invest it in luxury goods, and I'll get 25%. So your investment priorities are completely lopsided today in India. 70% of our investment today, directly or indirectly, is going to support luxury goods industry. And the common man is suffering. They're supposed to have a large number of poor people, but they're not able to get it. And where the money should go, it doesn't go. For example, today we are the cheapest agricultural country in the world, cheapest cost, lowest cost agricultural producers in the world. We produce per acre much less than Japan and South Africa. We have 12 months of the year we can do agriculture, unlike the United States, which has snow for 5 months, and so only 7 months of the year they can do agriculture. So in Europe, so in China. But India is gifted 12 months of the year you can do agriculture. But yet only less than 25% of the land grows more than one crop, because the investment in agriculture is going down. That's not where the profits are to be made. Profits are to be made in property, profits are made to be in producing luxury goods. So your investment, where it should go, it doesn't go. Our cows, for example, their milk is the cheapest in the world. Europe sells milk at 15 times the price of the cow in India. How many cows we have? We have 150 million cows. And the average cow today is producing only, the cow is producing on the average only 200 liters per year. An Israeli cow produces 11,000 liters per year, just by better nutrition, better care and so on. And if our 150 million cows produce 11,000 liters per year, I will have to come to this conference or this meeting swimming in milk all the way from Delhi. That much milk we will have. And you can export it to Europe. Indian agriculture is the only sector which is the leading potential sector for participating in globalization. But we don't have our focus on that. Many people are surprised when I oppose Walmart's coming to India. They say, I'm surprised you, who's so pro-market, has opposed it. I said, yes, market should have a level playing field. It should be fair in competition, not free competition, but fair competition. How is it not a fair competition? In China, they have got Walmart, and why not in India? I said, because China during communist rule destroyed the trading class completely. And therefore they had to import the trading class through this method. All this FDI was a method by which they were able to provide marketing services and so on. India has always had a flourishing trading class. And this trading class is in micro levels. And therefore, can they compete with Walmart? How can they compete with Walmart? Walmart will bring capital at 2%, 3% interest rate. Our people will not get capital at less than 12%. But Walmart will participate in our labor force, which is cheapest in the world. I am ready to allow Walmart to come to India, provided the United States allows our labor to be taken on a contract basis for construction projects in the United States. Will they allow it? They say, no, it's an immigration problem, we cannot allow. Even on outsourcing, they're getting so agitated. So it's an unequal thing that people coming from abroad, they say that that they want free flow of capital. What about free flow of labor? That is not acceptable. That's an immigration problem. So we have to have our eyes open. Somebody told me the other day, oh, this license cancelling will have a bad effect on foreign investment. I said, do you know that why foreign investors come to India? They come to India because they can make a profit. And in China, they kick them every day, but still they go because they can make a profit there. Here, no matter how much namaste you do to them, they will not come unless they can make a profit. How much, though you can do Shastanam Dandavat, even then they will not come. It's only for profit they are coming, and they have to come to our country on our terms. We cannot have them come on any other terms. And that's the practice in the United States also. Or do you think our companies like Infosys and all have an easy time in those countries? So let us be just very clear. This money is weakening our resolve in that field to protect our national interests. This money is now going abroad and deposited in foreign bank accounts. How? Through the Hawala route. Hawala route is via Dubai. And I can tell you from personal knowledge that every Hawala transaction is documented and put on the files, in the computer files of ISI. ISI knows exactly which minister has how much account in which bank in a foreign country of Europe. Now that's a dangerous thing, because everybody wants to appear to be honest. So if tomorrow Pakistan tells the minister, you are making hard anti-Pakistan statements, we'll bring out with your bank account, I think they will maybe get frightened. I sometimes wonder, why are we so hesitating on hanging Afzal Guru? The Supreme Court said hang him. Kasab, they say, the court has said hang him. But we going on thinking whether we should do it. It's not only because, the demand is not only because these are Muslim terrorists. What about LTT? They killed Rajiv Gandhi, but they have still not been hanged. The